We are hearing the voices of voters this morning as they digest that election outcome, a chance for us on our program to reconnect with someone to whom we spoke during the campaign as he decided who's going to get his vote. Waleed Hamed is in Curtis, Ontario, which is in the riding of Durham. It's just near Oshawa. That is the riding held still, based on last night, by Conservative leader Erin O'Toole. Waleed, welcome back to our program. Thanks for talking to us again today. Afterward,
Thanks for having me.
Your thoughts on the outcome, Waleed, a Liberal minority government?
Yeah, I think everyone's kind of been echoing this. It feels like the last 36 days or so was a complete waste. We landed pretty much right where we left off, but I think that's what a lot of people were expecting.
A complete waste, served no purpose whatsoever in terms of addressing any of the issues on your mind?
Well, it was good in the sense that it brought the issue of affordable housing to the top of everyone's radars. There wasn't really a big shift in the House. So, and I know like a lot of the parties were talking about affordable housing. So I'll be interested to see if they'll actually work together to move anything or if they're going to continue butting heads like they always do.
Okay. Let's come back to the issues in just a second. I want to ask you some more questions about the outcome. You were debating when we spoke just a few days ago, as a matter of fact, who was going to get your vote ultimately. You don't mind talking about it publicly. What did you decide?
Sure. I've always voted for Liberal, but this time around I went with NDP.
Why was that? Why didn't the Liberals get your vote this time?
Last time I was talking about it, like I do think the Liberals had the best platform for what I was looking for in my top issues. But I don't know, it feels like, Canadians have always voted Liberal, Conservative, and I thought it was time to challenge the status quo. Like not enough was changing, not enough was happening. They weren't doing enough for younger Canadians.
So you're shaking it up personally, and we're hoping the country would as well with a vote for the NDP. And we're looking there, as I speak to you, at Leader Jagmeet Singh, finishing with 25 seats overall. And that's just one more than they had in 2019. I'm wondering what you think of how the party fared.
It's interesting because you see online and, you see in your circles, it seems like the NDP were getting a lot of momentum with the younger Canadians, but it seems like they just can't move the needle. Looking at where all the parties landed, it's not a surprise that the NDP didn't do better, but I did kind of expect them to secure a few more seats there.
What would you like to see from the party in the future going back? They don't hold the balance of power, but they'll be going back with quite a number of votes in a minority government situation. So you can imagine the Liberals looking to them to pass legislation to make things happen. How do you hope the NDP conducts itself in this next parliament?
Yeah, well, I know the NDP, they were really, really pushing on a lot of the issues that are important to me. Like I've mentioned it before, like affordable housing is important to me. So I hope that they actually work with Justin Trudeau and the Liberals to try to move stuff because I know they have enough seats to do it together.
And as you say, particularly housing. That was the reason for which we were speaking to you last time. Young Canadian, 26, with a great education, a full-time job, and saving for that first house and having a lot of difficulty getting into the market. So you were telling us at home, living in a house with parents and grandparents, as so many Canadians are doing. So on the housing issue, for the minority government, what is it specifically that you would like to see done on housing in the near term for this mandate?
Yeah, like I know a lot of people have been criticizing, all the spending from the government, and I know that, building 1 million houses might be a challenge, but I would like to see out of the gate if they would actually introduce the homeowner bill of rights, because I think that is something that all parties can agree with, because it seems like they've been campaigning on it. And I think that is something, there's not going to be a huge financial impact on the country, and I think they should do that right away.
An immediate issue you want addressed by this new government. And what about on the other point you made? I'm still hearing your very strong, very impactful call for government to pay attention to Canadians your age. What, again, do you want to deliver? We heard from Liberal leader Justin Trudeau, Prime Minister still Justin Trudeau, that he got clear direction. He heard a clear message from Canadians. What's yours now that you know how the election turned out?
Yeah, I mean, I saw Justin Trudeau's speech, and I saw, kind of what everyone was saying last night. And I do think that, he did secure another government. I do think that is kind of a thumbs up for most Canadians. Now, I want to see him actually start to deliver and at least work towards a lot of the stuff that he's been promising. And I know there's been like a lot of gridlock and a lot of butting heads in Parliament for the last few months or last 18 months, I keep hearing. But I want to see them come together on these key issues that they all campaigned on.
The NDP said they want a lot more than talk. And as an NDP voter, obviously, it sounds like you want a lot more than talk, too. Waleed, it's great to reconnect with you. Thank you very much telling us you were up late watching all of those speeches and up early for us. I really appreciate it. See you soon. Thanks, Waleed.
Yes, I was. No worries. Thanks for having me.
Waleed Hamed in Curtis, near Oshawa.